Hey guys, it's Beginnings here. Today's video is going to be a Peura video. I kind of decided like randomly to do this. I was in a game where Peura was a really good pick, and you will see right now I was against like a Batman, a Darcy, Diao-Chan, and Morin, and it was kind of just like the perfect opportunity to try out Peura. I know she's actually pretty strong with the ult enchantment. Again, don't know what it is off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But with that, you have so much CC, you have so much healing, and not only that, but you're pretty tanky too. So I think Peura is actually in like a relatively good spot in the meta right now. Not only does she have like a lot of heals and a lot of CC, but she's really good into Diao-Chan. So to counter her, all you have to do is build the bracers. I've mentioned this before, but with Peura, if you build the bracers and like just walk into her with your ult on, you just destroy everything that she ever stood for, right? And not only that, but a smart Diao-Chan is also going to build the heal cutting against you, and it's just really not going to work out. You can see I barely missed my stun there, but we will finish off the Batman for the first blood. Pretty decent rotation on our part. Unfortunately, we weren't able to help too much outside of a few auto attacks, but it's okay. We'll just help this Errol go ahead and push out his wave. I heal him because I want him to rotate up with me instead of going for the tower, but it doesn't matter, I guess. Morin rotated bot. I guess he got chunked out, or I really don't know what was going on, but Morin ended up on bot side as their new Slayer laner. Batman died. Hayate got killed top, which kind of sucks, especially since we were pinging that the Darcy was going to end up top, but he greeted out a lot for a kill. Because the Hayate died, we were forced to rotate up to take this fight. We know that Morin and Diao-Chan are not nearby, so we can potentially do some pretty spicy stuff. We also know that Darcy just uses ult, Batman has no ult, and so just a really good opportunity to fight. The flash got a little bit too greedy, and I somehow got stunned even after the Baldum tossed me. I got tagged by Darcy's ult. I guess we just stuck around for a little bit too long, so I will die, but it's okay. It is not the end of the world. It is still 3-2. The Morin did die. I think he died to the Errol, which is pretty cool for us. You know, our sideliners doing well is always a really good thing. So another reason why I picked Peura here is because of the Batman. Peura is like the queen of body block, and you see Hayate dies a little bit there because he got way too greedy. Go ahead and throw out our little stun. It bounces between the three of them. Doesn't really help too much except for securing the Diao-Chan kill. I think I ended up getting that kill with my passive, which is pretty funny. I don't think I've ever gotten a kill with a Peura passive before, but there's always a first for everything. Just gonna go ahead and make our way into this jungle. We know the Darcy is pretty low. He is forced to ult out, which means that we now have an opportunity to either push into his topside jungle or push for this tower. I ping their red buff, but my jungler had other ideas. He went for the Sentinel. That is also another fine idea. I am going to rotate up towards topside because I know that Darcy is more than likely going to go for a gank top after he does his red. I also know that Baldum and Morin are going to be top. I ping the Hayate because I know, like I just said, that they were going to be top, and would you know it, he still gets ganked. He is forced to ult and flicker away, but that's fine. He didn't take too much damage, which means that we will be able to defend this tower if they even choose to push it. I thought the Morin was going to walk up there, and he did not, unfortunately, but it's okay. I can see that my team is currently clearing mid. Enemy team is really indecisive. I just go ahead and pop my ult. I throw out my stun, and it bounces between the Darcy and the Morin quite a bit. The Darcy lands an ult onto my Hayate. I just go forward and heal him. The Morin will die in just a second. We're chasing down this Darcy, and he falls as well. Unfortunately, all of my abilities are cooldown, so I'm just doing my best to be as annoying as possible for this Baldum. He does fall. The Lindis lives, and we can potentially go for this tower, except we know that the Batman and the Diao-Chan are rotating up. The Hayate finishes off the tower. I walk into a stun because I'm an idiot, and Diao-Chan will fall. on top of everybody else on the enemy team dying except for the Batman. That was a pretty extended fight, but it was pretty good on our part, having the map awareness to know when we could turn. Not only map awareness, but just game sense, honestly. It was a pretty good fight. That was really spicy, honestly. Kind of excited. That was the moment where during the game I was like, damn, this is gonna be a video. But because honestly it's kind of hard to get like really exhilarating gameplay for heroes like Peura or for heroes like Dao Support, so you have to push yourself, right? Like there's always that pressure when you're recording to not only play well but to make flashy plays, to carry the game, you know, stuff like that. We're just going to go ahead and do our best to zone out the Dao so we can go ahead and take out that tower. It wasn't really much of an issue because the Dao was typing. It's fine. We're just going to go ahead and go top because I want gold at this point. I have Waterstone stacks. I pinged the Hayate to retreat because all we had to do was push out that one last wave and we can just go ahead and back off. The Darcy manages to stun me quite a bit and the Hayate is going deep for that Morin. He does not kill the Morin. He lives with just a little bit of HP. I go ahead and pop my ultimate. Make sure that the Hayate does live. In fact, our one tick of our heal managed to heal him enough to keep him alive through that Baldom ult. Go ahead and tank just in case the Lindis wants to kill that Batman, but he was really good at knowing his damage, so the Batman fell to his last auto attack anyways. The Morin walks up and auto attacks me and is just slowed, so he is forced to back off the tower. With that tower gone, we're just going to go ahead and leave. We don't really have any other objectives in the area to stick around for. Except for this mid tower, right? I go ahead and pop my ult there because the Errol got caught by a freeze, and there was a pretty good chance there that if I did not cleanse that freeze, that Errol would have gotten caught and would have died, especially since I don't have my ult up. So now we're just waiting for our Lindis to decide what she wants to do. She's pretty fed at this point. We know we have waves on mid and top. I see that Flash is kind of getting caught out there, so I'm just going to go ahead and pressure this mid tower. I see Errol is pushing bot. The Flash is still getting kind of collapsed on, and I'm just going to make my way up top because I really don't know what my team is doing at this point. I'm kind of lost, honestly, as weird as that sounds. Except now I see that Errol and Lindis are going for that bot tower, so I'm just running interference. I walk around into the Darcy, making sure he is not going to be able to get bot in time to defend. Unfortunately, Darcy's A blocks my ultimate. I know he's going to go for an ult there, so I flicker out immediately, and Errol does a really good job of throwing out his ultimate, so he dodges both the Darcy bomb and the Dao freeze. I'm trying my best to help him out, but boy, that is a lot of CC that I'm dealing with. We do manage to take out the Dao. We will not kill the Baldum, but we will have a pretty nice wave under tower. Batman jumps in, I body block the battering, and my team absolutely melts him. With the two of them dead, we will be able to push this tower. Flash is doing a great job at running interference and zoning off the Darcy and the Baldum. Lindis chases a little bit too far under the tower, but it's okay because I'm here to save the day. I'll go ahead and heal him what I can and stun the enemy team when necessary. We now have a wave under mid tower, which means that we're going to be able to go ahead and grab this mid high ground as well. We really need to back off. We have one dead. The rest of us are pretty chunked out, and we don't have waves for anything. We should really just leave. We can clear their entire enemy jungle and also potentially take a Dark Slayer here. I don't know why my team doesn't want to do Dark here, especially with Batman showing. I don't know. I was really confused on that one. I guess because it's just a solo queue game and we're ahead. People turn into murder hobos. They just want to kill everything. They don't care about objectives. They don't care about waves. So Errol and Flash both die in a 2v4, which kind of sucked for them. But it does create some nice little space for Lindis and I to duo this Darkslayer. All I'm doing is tanking it up for her, making sure she's able to do the maximum amount of damage. In case you guys didn't know, whoever's tanking the Darkslayer does like 40% reduced damage to it or something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I do know it is a pretty big reduction. Hayate runs in and dies as well. I don't know what was going through his mind. It was kind of like a 1v4 or 1v3 or whatever, because Lindis and I were definitely on the Darkslayer. I ping that my ult is ready, and because I am getting my flicker up soon, and I know that we can potentially take a fight. The enemy team is playing really scared, but this is kind of a bad spot to take a fight in because Lindis rather, does not have any bushes to dance around on. I cleanse the Darcy ult, but the Dao-Chan stun manages to tag her. We will take out 2 before we die, which isn't bad for a 2v5. It just definitely could have been played better. We should have just fought around the bushes, and Lindis would have been able to dodge around the abilities a lot better. Probably not a good idea to even fight at all there, but it ended up being a 2 for 2, so it isn't terrible, especially since we have the Darkslayer. It doesn't really give them much of an opportunity to take really any objectives on the map. It's just 2 kills for 2 kills at this point in the game. Even though we were ahead, I don't know how to explain this actually. Okay, so when you're ahead, you never want to trade, right? But sometimes it's just whatever. But do as I say, not as I do, guys. Don't take trades when you're ahead. I see my team is going for the red buff, so I'm just making my way over. The Darcy does manage to secure it, which is fine because he was forced to ult out as well. Go ahead and throw my stun out, making sure I'm disrupting as much as possible, doing my best to make sure that this Errol survives, going ahead and sitting on top of this Batman, making sure he cannot move. My team is really low at this point. I wish they would just group so I can heal them, like so. We're just doing our best to make sure our team is healthy. The entire enemy team got chunked as well as us. The Darcy lands a really good 3-man ult, but nobody is around to follow it up, so he really achieves nothing. In fact, that was like a game-winning play for the enemy team, but they just weren't around to follow it up. That really sucks for the Darcy. That is definitely feels bad for him. We could have lost the game, or at least taken the first step towards losing the game right then and there. The Darkslayer is the next objective up in about 35 seconds, so we really should just be kind of zoning for this objective. We shouldn't be pushing in waves because that just gives the enemy team gold, and it also makes it so they can farm safely. That's something to keep in mind for ranked guys, and something that not a lot of people actually think about is wave management and freezing, or when to freeze versus when to push. The Baldum throws out his ultimate, and so does the Morin, so I know that we can potentially do some pretty spicy stuff here. I try to flicker out of the Darcy explosion, but I guess it still tags me before I flicker. We do finish off the Morin. The Darcy and the Dao-Chan both fall as well. Pretty good fight on our part. Pretty good. That was smart of us to know that our team was around, so that we could turn the fight after both of them missed their ults. The game will end in just a second here, but not before the Batman dies. Oh, JK, I actually thought he died. Oh, there we go. Okay, the game's gonna be over here, guys. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. And also, please, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it. I will see you guys next time. See ya.